Welcome to our daily reflection for this Thursday, April 11th. And today we hear in the first reading from Acts that as the apostles are called before the Sanhedrin, they complain, that is the Jewish leaders, the chief priests, you have filled Jerusalem with this teaching about Jesus, right? And I love that accusation because it reflects that they are just nonstop teaching about Jesus Christ in the temple where they gather large crowds. But that's dangerous, but they do it anyhow. And so I love that they fill Jerusalem with the teaching about Jesus Christ. And that's a question for us. Have we filled the world with the teaching of Jesus Christ? Have we gone out and proclaimed boldly and taught clearly and often so that the world can complain about us? Can the world complain about the Catholic Church that we have filled it with the teaching about Jesus Christ? If not, that's what we have to see as our mission. And so the apostles give us a blueprint for how we are to live. And teaching is so important. Teaching about Jesus Christ. And that resonates with me because that's really at the heart of the mission of the Augustine Institute here, is to teach the good news about Jesus Christ. And so I want to thank all of you who support us through the Mission Circle and other donations to let us have this teaching apostolate so that we have 1.7 million plus people on Formed. And we reach over 1 million people on our platforms every month. And so we're trying to fill the world, but we've got a lot more to do to fill the world with the teaching of Jesus Christ. But thank you for your help on that. And then as we turn to the gospel, we see, again, some of the substance of the Apostle John's teaching about Jesus. And I want to just reflect on the beauty of Eastertide. And again, remember what the church does is it's replaying the words and deeds of Jesus in light of his resurrection. And so now we hear these words in light of Jesus' resurrection here in Eastertide. So it's from John chapter 3, verse 31 and following. He who comes from heaven is above all. He who is of the earth belongs to the earth and speaks of earthly things. He who comes from heaven is above all. Of course, we know in Jesus' resurrection that he did come from heaven. He's vindicated in that claim because he's risen with glory. He bears witness to what he has seen and heard. So we know that Jesus is bearing witness to the Father. Yet no one receives his testimony, his witness. And testimony is crucial. The apostles in the first reading say that we are witnesses of these things, and we're just testifying. And here you have Jesus as the ultimate witness. He testifies to what he has seen and heard from the Father. The apostles testify to what they have seen and heard in Jesus. And we really see here that to be a disciple of Jesus Christ means to be a witness. And to be a witness means you're giving testimony. And so we have to ask ourselves today in the readings, who have I testified about my faith and about God and about Jesus Christ? Who have I given witness to? And what would my testimony be? Whoever receives his testimony, that is Jesus' testimony, sets his seal to this, that God is true. For he whom God has sent utters the words of God. For he gives the Spirit, I love this line, he gives the Spirit without measure. Wow. And the Father loves the Son and has given all things into his hand. And the Son loves us, and he has given us the Holy Spirit. And so what we have is the Spirit without measure. So let's ask for the graces that we need. Let's remind Jesus and the Father that he gives without measure. And let's ask that he give us faith, hope, love without measure, right? That he infuse us with his Spirit, that we may be filled with that divine grace and power and charity, that we may be transformed as the apostles are, so that we can be faithful witnesses to the love of God. Because ultimately our testimony is not just in words, it is in words, but it's also in deeds. And those deeds are deeds of love. Selflessness. So let's embody that. Let's be witnesses of God's tremendous love. May the Lord bless and keep you.
This daily reflection is brought to you thanks to the generous support of the Mission Circle. Join the Mission Circle to help Catholics worldwide understand, live, and share their faith. Sign up at missioncircle.org today.